Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, El Rey Lounge de Versalles, Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork, Monson Brewing Company, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Thai. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook and also live on YouTube. Today is Monday, June the 9th. I hope you had an amazing weekend. I had a great weekend, and I'm dying to tell you all about it. Well, I'm actually not dying to tell you all about it, if you know what I mean, but I'm just excited to share what went on over here. If you had a great weekend, please let us know in your comments. If you didn't, well, please let us know in your comments, and let's see what we can do to make your week better connected. That's what we do here. We bring headlines and news and facts and culture and community to our daily broadcast to see what sticks. Today, we have a bunch of news items that I want to share with you. So we might as well get started with those. First of all, just as an FYI, today is the 202nd anniversary of the foundation of Jalisco, our state. And because of this, there will be no classes and all state and municipal offices are closed. So if you were hoping to conduct some business at City Hall or other government buildings, you may have to wait until tomorrow. I was happy to learn that the Cultural Heritage Information Center was inaugurated at the Cuale Cultural Center. This is going to be a space dedicated to preserving, researching, and disseminating the historical and symbolic richness of Puerto Vallarta. That's a big headline, and that's a big task. We don't know exactly how these activities are going to manifest, but at least we know that the center has opened. Construction of the highway interchange in the Las Juntas area of Puerto Vallarta is at 50% complete, according to the personal supervision of David Zamora Bueno, who is the Minister of Infrastructure and Public Works for our state. It's good to know where they're at, and it'll be great to know if they finish it on schedule. And this is messy. I mean, for starters, a protest with signs in English. I don't think I've ever seen that before in Mexico, certainly not here in Puerto Vallarta. But this has to do with a protest that we mentioned briefly, and somebody brought up to my attention towards the end of last week. Apparently, well, first of all, I thought this was about public access to the beach, to the Holy Beach, right where the Hyatt Sunscape building is located next to La Isla. But it is messier than that. Apparently, this is a property where both hotel guests and condo owners share some stake. Well, it's a property that combines homeowners and hotel guests. So somehow, apparently, it's bad enough that the general public is kept from accessing the beach. But here, apparently, it's some of the condo owners within the property that are not being allowed to access the beach in front of the condo property that they own, unless they pay a hefty amount of money. It is messy, and I don't know how this is going to end up. But of course, whenever you get persuaded to attend one of these timeshare things, or whenever you think you're going to make a good investment with a timeshare, it is always good to read the fine print. Again, There should be free access to the beach for everyone in Mexico, and the beach is not private property. We'll see how this one turns out in a few days, I suppose. And of course, this news item from a few hours ago indicates that Tropical Storm Barbara was about to become a hurricane. I've just confirmed that it has become a Category 1 hurricane. However, it is heading north and presents no immediate threat to us. That said, it will bring rain to our region in the coming days, or at least we hope it will. Right behind it is Tropical Storm Cosme, but it is also heading north and may or may not become a hurricane before it dissipates out in the ocean. Let's see what our snarky weatherman has to say about all of this. That cloud looks like your mom, says snarky weatherman today. I say, whatever. Let me clear my throat really quickly. Thank you very much. It is 32 degrees out there. Humidity is at 68%, and our weather forecast for today indicates we're going to have mostly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a high of 34 and a low of 27. Tomorrow, mostly clear skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 50%, a high of 33 and a low of 26. And then Wednesday, humid with mostly clear skies throughout the day. Again, a chance of rain of 50%, a high of 32, and a low of 26. And this is what we have for the first batch of headlines. Moving right along, I want to let you know that our dear friend and community partner Stan Wagner has joined forces with local entertainer Gloria Fiona for an event that combines the healing power of vocal yoga with neurofeedback. And the good news is that they will be joining me for an interview on the Spotlight this coming Wednesday so we can learn more about this wellness initiative. Any wellness initiative is a good initiative in my book, so I'm happy to hear about these all the time. And I'm happy to see that there is a psychotherapist joining us in the Spotlight in a couple of weeks. We have a young performer also joining me on the Spotlight this coming Wednesday. Now, if this wasn't enough to look forward to, the upcoming Lucha Libre match on Saturday, June 21st, organizers have also announced that a free Lucha Libre event will take place this Sunday on June 15 at 7 p.m. at the main plaza in Pitillal. This is going to be free. So this sounds like a lot of fun to me. And what else do we have? Oh, this is not happening in a while, but at least you will have a chance to save your pesitos for this one. Conjunto Santander in Guadalajara has announced that two mariachi bands plus the Jalisco Philharmonic Orchestra will perform a mariachi gala and a tribute to the late Juan Gabriel, Mexico's very, very popular composer, singer, and songwriter. And this is going to happen on, oh my goodness, you'd think I would, on August 28th. That's when it's going to happen. Now, just for the record, a couple of things. These events are usually very expensive, but they sell out. It's very expensive because it combines two entire mariachi bands along with a symphony orchestra. But if you've never seen one of these mariachi galas, they're definitely worth it because this is a great way to enjoy mariachi music with undivided attention. This is again happening at Guadalajara's Conjunto Santander on August 28. Tickets are above 1,000 pesos, close to 2,000, if not more. But again, having attended at least one of these in my life, it's definitely worth it. And this is news for Puerto Vallarta. As previously announced during one of her visits to Puerto Vallarta, the minister of the Jalisco Tourism Office, Michelle Friedman, has announced that our city will host the Arieles, ceremony for the 67th annual Ariel Awards for the Best of Mexican Cinema. This is Mexico's equivalent to the Academy Awards. And the news was just confirmed during the Guadalajara International Film Festival. The Ariel Award, presented by the Mexican Academy of Cinematographic Arts and Sciences, is the most prestigious award in Mexican cinema, given to recognize cinematic excellence and national talent. The ceremony will take place here in Puerto Vallarta on September 20th. I don't think we have ever done anything like this before in our city, so this should be very exciting. And speaking of theater and movies and ceremonies and all that stuff, what a weekend we had. I don't know if you were watching, but on Saturday, I went out to run some errands after our broadcast, and I came home just in time to catch CNN's live broadcast of George Clooney's play from Broadway, Good Night and Good Luck. This was the penultimate performance of the run. I understand they had a matinee yesterday, and then of course, the Tony Awards were last night. So, for the first time in television history, a play from Broadway was broadcast for free all over the place. And it was available on CNN. I was able to watch, of course, because of our dear friend and community partner, Todd Friedman, and his amazing television stick service, Best Cord Cutting TV, BCC TV, of course. And that was on Saturday. The performance was absolutely magnificent. What a great way to turn a wonderful film into a play. And then, of course, yesterday were the Tonys, and the Tonys were so incredibly amazing. I had mentioned the playwright Escola. I forget his first name, escapes me. Uh, the they starred in Oh Mary, the play about the satire about Mary Todd Lincoln, and they won a Tony Award for it. And of course, I don't watch much U.S. television these days. I was amazed at the number of medical pharmaceutical ads on television. I think I watched more pharmaceutical ads in the last couple of hours. I mean, in yesterday while I was watching, to last me for the next 5 years. It was amazing. I even watched a singing commercial for type 2 diabetes. Oh, and the lady that has a small chest, the lady that sells the pepper bras, I saw her commercial as well. That was a lot of fun. Uh, but wow, I'd forgotten how many commercials there are on regular television. Towards the end of the show, I was really schwitzy, and I figured, well, I wonder if these commercial breaks are long enough for me to take a shower. And so I challenged myself towards the end of the Tonys. As soon as the commercial started, I ran to the shower. I took a really quick one. I emphasized, the parts that squeak, and I was able to come back to the television to watch common side effects for this medication or other, and it was absolutely wonderful. But what really, aside from the peculiarity of American television, it was just so much fun to have all this influx of performing arts stuff happening through the weekend. It was wonderful. But that's all about me. That's enough about me. Let's see what you guys are up to this morning by looking at some of your comments. If you watch the Tonys, I'd love to hear your comments. If you live on that Sunscape Tower, I would love to read your comments. And let's see what we have in the queue. We have lots of good mornings. Thank you so much for those. Many good mornings. And more good mornings. More good mornings. More good mornings. I love it. Oh, there's a big queue. We had signs in English and in Spanish, as there is for foreigners and Mexican nationals that own condos here. We had access to all amenities until 5 years ago when they decided to extra charges for the parking and beach access. Well, that is a horrible thing to see, Sly. And I certainly feel strongly that, it is unfortunate that this is happening. I'm sure there are two sides to the story. All I can say is I hope it gets resolved quickly. Chris says, enjoying the show from our favorite Vietnamese restaurant. That sounds yummy. Renee from Reno is showing us another identity watching on YouTube. I love it. And here's another cue, this one from our dear friend Betsy Ann. I have seen it at the plaza near the Teatro de Gollado. I highly recommend and will go again if anyone is interested. Oh, the mariachi gala? Yes, those are absolutely wonderful. And Betsy then comments, love the Clooney performance as well as the Tonys. Oh, Mary won the big awards. Yes, we were rooting for them. I love it. And then Angelica comments on Sly's comment. Yes, the beaches are free for everyone. And I'm sure it gets technically complicated for a tower that offers hotel services and it also has condos in it to draw a line between what everyone or anyone should be able to access. Again, my hearts go to those affected, and I hope that the situation gets resolved sometime quickly. It seems that drug companies are the only advertisers on CNN. Well, I was watching the Tony Awards on CBS. And I don't know if CNN and CBS are the same company. All I know is that, there was this ad for eyelash mites. I swore I was going to have nightmares last night after I watched that ad a couple of times. It's just a lot of ads from pharmaceuticals. That's all I'm going to say. Maybe it's a time slot. I don't know. It's just not my thing to watch U.S. television that frequently, but I certainly am grateful to have Todd's television access stick in my possession when the big award ceremonies come back on the schedule. So a big shout out to Todd and his cable cutting service. And thank you so much for being a community partner here at Coffee and Headlines. And this is all I have for you today. I wish you an amazing beginning of a week. And I will see you back here tomorrow morning for more coffee, more headlines, and more stories. Have a great day.